All right, we back. Another video here. Just checking in. First off, y'all clearly like Jordans. Not completely sure if it's the Stoicism or the Jordans. I'm gonna go with this, probably the Jordans. That's all good because you're still here watching. Appreciate y'all for subscribing as well, because we're kind of see some subscriber numbers growing. When I first started this, I was like, shoot, if only my girl watches, it's all good, because then I could just say whatever the heck I want. She might comment and all that. But now, looks like it's more than just her, so that's kind of cool as well. Like I said, appreciate y'all. If you do like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you want to learn more about when it comes to me or whatever the heck I'm talking about. So, I'm back. The way this video is going to go, I'm going to kind of, give you all a little check-in of how I've been doing lately with the transition. As you guys know, I told you guys that I was transitioning into the kind of self-employment realm. Coaching was always the side job. Teaching was the main job. Coaching was the side job. Teaching was the main job. Coaching was the job I spent way more time on than teaching, but at the same time, it was still, quote unquote, the side gig. So after a few years doing that, I decided, let's do it, let's go for it. And I think all of, as I built up to that moment and building up to, the coaching and full time and all that stuff, like the whole way, while I was still working and doing all the coaching on the side, working all the long hours, doing all that stuff, I was having a blast, and I was super excited to say, I would tell my girl all the time, oh man, I'm about to be out here really doing this thing. I'm about to, start coaching full time. I can't wait. Blah 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 blah. All those good things. And then summer hit, and so I'm coaching full time, working, doing my thing. The track club, had a great time. And then we started getting to the month of July, which, if you're a teacher, as you know, July is like the end of summer, right? So you're kind of like, oh man, here we go. Time's almost up. But for me, this year was kind of weird. Like, as I got closer to August, now we're in August, it was like I started to feel more and more anxious, right? I started to feel more and more like, whoa, like there's nowhere for you to go now. There's nowhere for you to clock into. There's nowhere for you to, go to a teacher's meeting that you don't really want to be in, and all those things. So it's been weird, right? I feel like, in a way, feeling more anxious a little bit when it comes to that, and then trying to adjust to this new life. And I think some of the things that I've been doing, obviously, I love meditation. I'll kind of take you guys on that journey a little bit more in another video. Just kind of different things to keep myself in the right headspace. But I think some other things I did is with kind of setting these goals for myself, and as I work through all this stuff and these new transitions, it was more of like, okay, what can I do to kind of make myself feel a little bit more comfortable in this situation, because you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable to grow. Everyone knows that, but at the same time, you don't want to be stressing all the time and just thinking, oh my God, I got to do this, got to do that. So what I did is some little simple practical things that I got from different. I read a lot of books, a lot of I know people say self-help, I think it's self-improvement, but anyways, those type of books help me grow. I'll be talking about different ones as we go here, but what I did was, instead of thinking about like these huge, full long-term goals, it was more about, let me do some micro goals. Let me do some little things along the way to kind of help myself to just feel a little bit more, at peace with my decision. Because I feel great about what I'm doing, but I need to take my time and really, process. So instead of thinking about like, oh my God, I got to make this type of money to do this, I got 2 kids, blah, 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 all these things, it was like, okay, if I can break down the things I need to pay for into weekly targets, daily targets, make sure I'm doing things that put myself in front of people, all these things that may feel a little bit more uncomfortable for, me or others. I had to start doing and thinking about ways to do more of that. And so that's kind of how I started tackling that thing. When I started doing that, I kind of felt a lot better. I appreciated the support from people and people that reach out and let me know, and, keep going, keep doing things. I have a lot of some good people through these social channels that who kind of told me their journey, and it's like, man, it took a minute. Like, it wasn't just right there and just all click in the day, all these times. So it's important to remember that it's a journey, man, and that's something that I am constantly reminding myself. I think in a way that me talking to y'all about this part helps me to remind myself what I got to remember to do throughout the whole thing. Cool. So that's part 1. Part 2, Gary Vee, crushing it. Great read. I know the word entrepreneur is like watered down now, right? Like everybody's an entrepreneur. What does that even mean? Like all these things. For me, it was just like I looked at it as a person that's going to business for himself, trying to grow something. Um, to support my family and things like that. What can I do? How can I make these things happen? So when I pick up the books, like I said, these self-improvement books, and try to get into ones, dive into them, really get into the weeds with it. I try to, I consume a lot of my books audiobook, just because I can, drive. I can do whatever. I'm with the kids, whatever I got to do. If I have a minute, I can just pop these headphones in and go. If I'm driving anywhere, driving to a session, whatever I got to do, I can just always listen, working out. So went through this book pretty quick, and I'm gonna kind of just go over. He has like a list of, I want to say it's 8 things that it's a pretty short list. He says these are the really important things. And as I looked at them and went through them and read them, I kind of got to agree with them. So the first one's intent. Second one is authenticity. Third one's passion. Fourth one's patience. Fifth one's speed, and then work and attention. So of those, I'm not gonna talk about every single one and kind of what resonated with me, but when I think about it, one of the ones I love how he did patience in front of speed. And the way he talks about speed is different than just, I gotta be super fast and do everything. It's more about just constantly doing, right? And then the patience part is before speed, because you're gonna constantly do stuff, and then you're gonna get to a point where you're like, I'm doing stuff, but no one's watching, no one's listening, no one's anything. But you still got to keep that speed up and keep going and keep chasing whatever it is you're doing. So I love that, and the kind of the way he talked about that, and it's pretty inspiring as someone that's trying to do this thing and just keep remembering, like, yo, like, why are you doing it? I'm not doing it for a paycheck. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it because I love it. It's a passion, and it's really cool when people talk about, in the book, there's different people talk about their businesses and things like that, and like how they grew them and how they made them from, their side hustle to their main hustle or whatever it is. And that was really cool, because it's one of those things where, like, as a person that's now going into it and that's doing it, you're kind of trying to figure that out as well. Like, how am I going to do it? How am I going to stick with it? So, I'll kind of, with these videos, I'll kind of go through different parts of the book, each one. These are my book reviews, talk about how life is going, and kind of anything else, that's going on with me. So, please like, share, subscribe. I thank you for those who have already hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit those comments. I look forward. I'm having some fun, getting back to people in the comments about the Jordans. That's pretty fun. But yeah, all right, man, make it a great one.